And we give you guys a look at the start of the next race here. That'll be the women's youth doubles. We have Miami Rowing Club in lane 2, Elizabeth City in lane 3, Sarasota Crew A in lane 4, Atomic occupying lane 5, South Orlando Rowing Academy in lane 6, and then we have Halifax in lane 7. All crews look like they got off to a great start.
Yep, I love to see your reigning champions. East City is back for more. Those are your winners from last year's regional championships, and so we'll see if they can go back to back for this year.
Slowly, as of right now, it's looking like lane 3 has the lead. That'll be Elizabeth City. Emma Meyer out there representing Elizabeth City Rowing Club. Love to see it. Look like they have a little bit of open water. Might have like a seat or two against Sarasota Crew A. But hold on, Atomic is now rolling away. Atomic trying to get that second place. Hold on, looks like they might just even be edging for the first place spot as Atomic have a little bit more gas than I initially expected, at least, and they're actually putting on a show. A little bit of shake-up here, Maurice.
Yeah, for sure. We have that ECD. You know, some of the things that I've realized, you know, throughout the races here, you know, they have a point to prove, right? I mean, they're seated a little bit lower amongst the group here, and so they really have to put on that show. But what I've realized, a lot of the lanes 2, lane 3, specifically lane 2, you can't ever, you know, sleep on them. I mean, the last race, you know, they weren't. Miami tried to put on a good sprint, but ECD held them off. But in this race in particular, you know, they're reigning champions, Emma Meyer and Lin-McFadden, and so I got a feeling that they have some more juice in the bag, and they're just, you know, staying composed, staying connected, and just relaxing, because they just know. And it will be like no surprise that they're going to be able to open water. That is my, you know, forecast for today as they're getting closer to that last 500 meters of the race. But they are going to be contested. I will say that they're going to be contested by their starboard side there. That's going to be Sarasota Crew and Atomic. They're both going stroke for stroke, sitting in that second and third place position. And that fourth place position is going to be that outside crew of Miami.
Yeah, Elizabeth City looking like they're opening up the lead here. Remember, they were winners in the last finals in last year, 2025. So they're kind of, you know, putting up as what can be expected from them at this point in the game.
Yep, absolutely. But you know what's very dangerous is going stroke for stroke with when you're in first place and you're seeing two crews going stroke for stroke with each other. Naturally their rate and their power is going to go up because they're fighting for that placement, and then that naturally then closes the gap between the leaders here today, which is Elizabeth City. And so we're seeing that unfold before our eyes with the battle paddle between Sarasota Crew and Atomic. And so it looks like Atomic may have that slight edge, and they're now connected to the stern deck of E-City.
Beautiful. As we do mention, guys, the top 4 will move on. So at this point in the game, looks like Elizabeth City, Atomic with a little bit of lead over Sarasota Crew A, and then at the near side of your screen on the left here, you can see Miami Rowing Club still in the mix. They haven't really let Sarasota Crew A get too far ahead of them as we get closer down to this last final 500. Let's see who can put out the burners here.
Yeah, and it looks like we have that Miami crew starting to now walk down on that Sarasota crew, and they have picked up the speed. They have started their sprint early. They're now outstroking Sarasota crew, walking them down, and they're going to try to get in that medal contention. They're like, you know what, we're not satisfied with just making it to the national championships. We also want to make it onto the podium here, and so it looks like we're going to have a very good race as we're coming down to the line. E-City looks like they're still leading the pack. That is going to be your red and black coming on down, and they're going to be the first ones to enter into the runway here, and it looks like they are going to start pushing the rest of the pack off, and it doesn't look like there's much of a competition right now at this point as we can see from the tower. We may be able to get a better look from the side here to see where these bow balls are. And here we go. It looks like Atomic is actually going to start pressing on this E-City crew. And so it looks like E-City needs to respond. We have a statement being made by Atomic, and then we have a response by E-City. This is your reigning champions, and so they have a title to defend, and it looks like they're defending just that, as they are now about 150 meters away from going back to back as the 2026 Southeast Regional Champions. Here we go. We'll see Atomic now pressing on to the line. E-City remaining composed, remaining within their boat, remaining together. They know the power that they have. They are driving with the legs, sending that power through their core, sending it through their back, and doing it yet again. Clean catches, clean drives, and it looks like they're going to go back to back for your champions of the 2026 Southeast Regional Championships. And that second place spot is going to be Atomic punching their tickets into the National Championships. And then that third place spot, that is going to be your Miami crew, who walked down Sarasota in that last 500 to get onto the podium. And then Sarasota is going to get that last qualifying spot to go to the National Championships.
Beautiful, beautiful call there, as we did witness Miami Rowing Club a huge comeback as we get a look at Elizabeth City. Just the fatigue starting to set in, but they do realize that they just took first place, and the little high five there saying, yeah, we did it. You know, they are really enjoying this moment, soaking it in, realizing all the hard work paid off. Little finish for you guys to relive the moment as we did see. Just look at that efficiency, Maurice.
Look at that backsplash, locking and staying together, staying composed. And I called it earlier on in the race. You know, they've been here before, and they proved it, you know, just now. They saw Atomic, you know, making that move, and they answered the call, and they're now back on top of the podium and another chance. And then now they have another chance to go to the National Championships.
Here's the start of the next race.